Okay, got this. Keep the chat on the side. Hmm. Hello, Fahaz, the first guy in the chat. It was nice chatting with you on the personal messages too, brother. And we are going to move you from Match Trader to C Trader after this live stream. So once this live stream ends, I'm going to personally, look into your account and get that sorted for you. But absolutely, C Trader is definitely 110% better than Match Trader. Period. There's no argument. Match Trader is trying. It's trying, to be one of those emerging good platforms there, but it just doesn't cut it, right? It just simply does not cut it. So as we can see right here, that we've got a breakthrough for gold, and looking at the daily time frame right now, look at this. So daily has been pushing up, and there's sort of a double top scenario right here, which I won't really call it a double top, to be very honest with you. I'm going to delete all these noise right here. But what it seems like as of now is, on the daily time frame, the higher time frame, gold is trying to break through this support and this support trend line, and we should be seeing a push down. The reason why is because, look at this. This is a daily support, sorry, resistance right here. Look at this. So here's the daily resistance, and gold tried to, it pushed up. As it pushed up, it break past it, and then it was respecting it as the new support. See this? What used to be a resistance wasn't the new support, and with this what do you call this? I think it's a hammer candle, the bearish hammer looking candle, which is a very promising candle. The reason why is because the price pushed up, there was buying pressure up, and then there was a huge rejection. The sellers took over, the candle closed bearish. This is a huge sign for a reversal. I think this is called a morning star candle, right? So this support area was sort of still respected with this candle, but this candle usually indicates a reversal. The next daily candle closed below this support. It broke past this support. It started treating it as a new resistance. It closed below this support. It even closed below, above, and under this trend line consolidation area, right? And then now what we are seeing, the Tuesday candle is simply respecting this trend line as the resistance trend line. This, what used to be a support, is now the new resistance, and it's all indicating to be, for things to be pushing down. So my bias on a higher time frame is going to be sells. It's going to be a bearish bias, so that's pretty much what it is. Yes, bro, C Trader is superb. I used previously with Dominion funding. Yeah, C Trader is absolutely, hands down, in my opinion, the best platform. Is even better than MT5, in my opinion. The reason why is because MT5 is the oldest platform. It's like you could compare MT5 with Apple, right? Like an Apple iPhone user knowing that Samsung Android is a much better interface, much better phone in general, but an Apple user would just simply not switch to a Samsung Android The reason being is because they are too hooked to Apple, and Apple is just Apple, and that's pretty much what it is. There's a bias, right? Same thing is with C Trader. C Trader is much more intuitive platform compared to MT5, you know. And once you start using C Trader, you are hooked to C Trader. And once you start using all the features and the entire interface of C Trader, you just cannot go back to MT5. This is what happens with any Apple user. If they make a decision at some point in their life to switch to Android, they are never going back to Apple. So that's my opinion. That's my opinion. So we're gonna head down to the 4 hour time frame here, and the 4 hour time frame. Look at this. Just look at this. What used to be a support, there was a consolidation here. There's a huge rejection right here. I love this kind of candle. Amazing rejection right here. It simply talks about that, hey, you know what? Sellers are taking over. There's no more buying pressure right here. The price almost rejected at a very similar range what it did before, and now the price is pushing down. It broke past the trend line, it retested the trend line, and as of now, as you can see, the gold is currently retesting this support. So we are going to draw some more trend lines here to get a better clarity of exactly what is going on before we execute any sort of trade over here. Okay, so we've got this trend line, we've got a 4 hour support going on, which is absolutely by no means a joke. Okay, so it's not a joke at all. We have established that right now within 3 seconds of me saying it. And what I'm going to be looking for is going to be looking for some sort of retest. So we have created a consolidation area here, and gold is either going to break past this support area, is going to continue to retest this trend line. So as soon as this trend line is intact on the 4 hour time frame, gold is going to break past and it's going to melt at least up until, for scalpers, gold is gonna go up until 4166. 4166 is my analysis that gold is gonna go up until. That is for scalpers. For swing traders, if you are in a buy position, I do not recommend you should hold on to your buys, even though the pressure still seems to be bullish overall. Overall, it still looks bullish. But, in the next, looking at gold and the kind of volatility gold carries with it, you need to do proper risk management when it comes to your swing entries, because gold has a lot of room to retrace, pull back, fuck you up, and, expose you. Gold exposes you, expose you as a trader, how shitty you are, and then it goes in the direction where you ever thought that it's going to be. And that's pretty much what the story behind gold is. So if you look at the 4 hour candle right here with an insane bearish range over here that needs to be filled. Okay, so this is a good enough indication for me that I'm going to be looking for sells, right? Look at this. Their gold created a range here. It got filled, and after some consolidation, gold pushed further down. There's another range right here, which is a longer range, and I'm going to bet on this range that gold is going to drop, hopefully within this session. And right now, gold is rallying towards this trend line, and I'm going to be waiting for gold to really just retest this trend line, and I'm going to be preparing to sell. I have a very 1 hour time frame is sort of interesting. Okay, so we need to adjust our trend line somehow here, and let me see what we can do on the 1 hour time frame. Wow, brother, 1 hour time frame. Looks like there's a sell opportunity coming very soon. So I'm gonna head over to, hey bro, what's up? Thanks, man. So we are going to head over to the 30-minute, 15-minute, the 1 minute. I was tempted to take a buy position here as gold was breaking past, um, this resistance area. I was really tempted to do that, but the reason why I did not do it is because I have a sell bias in my head, right? So, and look at this. If I had taken a buy position here, I would have been in at least 30 pip drawdown before things would have pushed up. Okay, so as things are pushing up, I should prepare for a sell entry. Honestly, this 1 hour candle right here with a bullish range, it's sort of confusing me to take this sell entry right now. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We can always start with a smaller test lot, and then as we get more clarity, we can start executing more lots. Yemen underscore crypto. Hi. Hello. Hello. Hi. We might do a giveaway. We might do a giveaway today. $5,000 funded account at Pipstone Capital. We might do that. Might. It's not a guarantee. So it all depends on how I feel closer to the end of this live stream. Let me close this door before I noise you there. That's pretty loud. All right. So I'm going to look for a sell position very soon. It's very early right now to take a sell position. A lot of you guys ask me, why do you not give signals in the Telegram group? Man, I'm just not, I give signals here and there. But if you join my live stream and trade with me, these are enough signals. This is like literally giving you a signal and exposing myself, how correct I am, right? So 25K funded account, honest guns, man, you really like to shoot to the moon. You really like to shoot to the moon. I bet you're a great salesperson. Start the customer from the moon and then bring them down. So 25K funded account, you think that I'm going to adjust to 10K funded account? I'm not going to go a dollar more than $5,000, but maybe, I don't know. We will see. Hey man, how are you doing? Is Raja Banks your brother? That is something that you need to figure out. I don't know why people ask me this question. If Raja is my brother. Ask Raja. Ask Raja Banks. I'm sure he's doing his live stream right now. Ask Raja. So, okay. All right. I'm looking at this chart like a hawk right now to place my cells. And I think it already retested this, but it did not properly retest it, so Raja said yes. Okay, so I think Raja exposed me there. This was a secret between me and Raja, and now Raja let this out. So let me see. Send grid. Okay, great. I'm getting emails as I'm doing this live stream. So, the market is, we can't rush any trade. You are amazing. Okay, the reason why I'm asking this is just because, yeah, it's this he. Oh man. Okay, anyways. So we're gonna hunt for, what's quite interesting? What's quite interesting is Raja has a completely different trading style, and I have a completely different trading style, and it all works. It all works, right? And this is something that you guys need to really keep in mind. There is no strategy, there is no right strategy in the world, right? What you got to do is that you have to follow just one person, just one mentor that you need to follow, just one strategy that you need to stick to, and rinse and repeat that structure day in, day out. That's it, right? And you're going to be a successful trader. You're going to compound your account like no tomorrow, as long as you stick to one strategy and you listen to one mentor, you know? Because quite honestly, if you're going to go and look at my concepts, given the fact that my concepts are very different than Raja's concepts, so if you're going to look at my concepts and then you're going to go on and you're going to try learning Raja's concepts, you're going to be confused, right? And you might not be as, I don't know, you're just going to be confused, right? So it's either you stick to just one person and just look at their one strategy. Like Raja has, he looks at a 30-minute candle, looks at the impulse entries, and they work perfectly. So if you're someone that you think that works for you, you should literally only focus on that and just repeat that your entire trading journey. And I guarantee you that you're going to be a successful trader, you're going to be a profitable trader, and that's pretty much what it is, right? So but when it comes to the things that I teach, like trend lines and this, that, now, um, they work great for me, right? They can compound your account like no tomorrow. Small wins, scalping, and 1 to 2 trades a day, and boom, you're gonna be a profitable trader. So it all comes down to following just one person, and just because there are a lot of mentors out there. Like there's no point of following 20 mentors and 20 trading styles, looking at all these YouTube videos of all these different people. Just pick one that matches your trading psychology the best, right? Because trading is 80% mental, 20% is these concepts, strategies, analysis, and all that. I mean, these strategies, analysis, and concepts, any person in the world can understand these. We are taught much more complex concepts if you guys have went to school, and if you guys went to university, if you guys like did high school or whatever. There are some concepts that are far more complicated than just analyzing charts, right? So if analyzing charts, learning any strategy, learning all these definitions is very easy. It's no rocket science. But that's only 20% of your success. You need to really figure out that 80%, which is your mindset, which is your psychology, and you need to follow a mentor that goes in line with your trading style, with your type of psychology. And you need to literally just listen to that guy. There are not many girls out there teaching trading, and that's one of my goals, is to build a brand so big that attracts girls in the good way, for them to like start trading, right? Because I mean, like, girls have a brain too, right? And for some reason, for some wild reason, we don't see any females in trading. Like, I mean, we do see these influencers and these girls obviously trading online and stuff and whatever, and they do great. But then we don't really see that many girls. Like, we see guys, like 98% out there are just guys trading. Why is that? Right? Because all you need is a laptop and an internet, right? And if you only need a laptop and an internet, like, any girl, any female out there has that, right? And in countries like India, countries like Pakistan, because I know like majority of people in this live stream are from India and Pakistan, right? Like, I mean, all these women who are sitting at home and they have internet, 5G internet, and they've got a laptop, they've got their phone, they've got access to every single thing. Why not trade? Why not make money? So because every single person needs money, right? So, I mean, I don't know. So, but anyways, I think it's a matter of awareness. It's a matter of, that trust, that belief, that girls need to have, that, hey, this business also works, right? So that's pretty much what it is. Because if you're someone who does not have a business idea, you don't have investment, you don't have the temperament to deal with marketing teams, to deal with, all these, what's called, um, uh, supply chain, logistics, and product hunting, and all that stuff. If you don't have any experience in that, because I mean, me, given the fact that I also run an e-commerce business based out of Canada, I know what it takes. Like my business has 100 different types of products, 100, 100, right? So I have to manage their stock. I have to manage their videos, their ads, their marketing team, their, yeah, so the quality control, the shipping, logistics, everything, right? So I know what it takes. So if you don't have that traditional idea, if you don't have that traditional sense of managing that type of business, trading is the way to go, right? Implement both. Honestly, you are a gem of person. Implement both. Works on support. It works together. Yeah, Salman. Absolutely, bro. I do not understand this trend lines at all. You are great. 5K is more than enough giveaway after this session. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Memes ki dunya 87. Bro, what a handle. What a YouTube handle. Memes ki dunya. Memes ki dunya. I hope you win the 5K funded account today. Bhai, I'm fully on the Raja Bank strategy and even using yours funding firm now. Both brothers are killing it in the industry. Fahaz Shah, you are one person who is in my live stream every single time, every single time, and I wish you all the best, and the stuff that we're talking about on our personal messages on Telegram, I'm gonna get onto it right after this live stream, and we're gonna get in touch. You should start teaching sessions also, would be valuable, bro. This is teaching. This is teaching session. I have no other secret going on. Like this is literally teaching. Like I'm doing it right now. Honestly speaking, it's a premature way to talk right now, but I am launching a mentorship program, right? I don't know how that's gonna go, because a lot of people have been messaging me that, hey, you know what, I want to learn forex, and it's basically for those people, not for you guys, because you guys are already trading, you guys already know all these concepts, support, resistance, trend lines, pips, spreads, funded account, broker, and everything, right? So these are very basic things that you guys know. So that mentorship program is not going to be for you guys. It's going to be for the people who don't know anything about trading, because a lot of people messaging me, they are doing their jobs, right? They are doing their 9 to 5 jobs, and they want to make extra money on the side. And as they are trying to make extra money on the side, they want to learn trading, right? Because trading only needs laptop, internet. After your work, after 5 p.m., you can trade the New York session and all that stuff, right? So you can trade Asian session, you can trade London Open if you have time right now. If you are off on the weekends, you can trade cryptocurrency, which I don't recommend. Do not trade cryptocurrency. I just, okay, forget that I said that. But um, so my mentorship program is going to be for the people who are absolute beginners, and I'm going to be teaching them, the basics of trading, and I'm going to teach them, my strategy. I'm going to do group mentorship sessions with them, and they're going to be added to my VIP Telegram channel, where they're going to get more like a direct uh, coaching, for them to really understand and believe in trading. So this is the type of mentorship that I am working on to launch, and this is going to be launched very soon. But then again, it's not for you guys, because you guys are already pro traders. You guys already know what trading is all about, and that's pretty much what it is. You said never ever sell course or charge for knowledge. Yeah, and look at this. This is knowledge, right? This live stream is absolutely free. This takes my time, right? Salman Q, great question. So, like, I'm in this live stream, and this live stream, what is it giving me today, right? You guys are not paying anything on this live stream. What am I earning? If you look at it, what am I earning from this live stream? What am I earning by investing my time right now? Right? I could be doing anything else. I could be, like Fahad Shah, for example, is one of Pipstone clients. I could be resolving his issue. Like, he has a small issue with his account, and I told him that I'm going to personally look into your account. So I could be just speaking to Fahaz, right? But I told Fahaz that, hey, Fahaz, I'm going to be doing my live stream, and I'm going to be teaching analysis, and we are going to be doing live trades, right? I could just do these live trades on my own, right? So, but this is free knowledge. This is free knowledge, and this is free shit. Absolutely, right? And then the videos that I make on Instagram, I stand in front of the screen, I analyze the charts, I give whatever I have to give. What is that? That is free knowledge, right? You go on my TikTok, you go on my Instagram, you go on my Facebook, you go on my YouTube channel. Like, why am I doing this? This is free. I'm not charging. I'm not charging anyone anything, right? So if you go on my Telegram group, I started Telegram, I think, like, what, 3 months ago, or yeah, 3 months ago. It has almost 2,000 members in it, right? I provide analysis there whenever I can. I give signals there. I don't charge for that Telegram group. That Telegram group is public, free to join, right? So Salman Q dash S5V, great question. But like, I mean, you gotta look at these things. That like, what am I getting in return? I'm not getting any membership fees. I'm not getting any money from you. I'm not charging anyone anything, right? So it's literally free knowledge. It's free knowledge, and that's literally what it is, right? So when I say, now I'm going to explain what I really mean by that. You said never ever sell courses and charge for knowledge and this, that. When I say don't charge for knowledge, I go after those kind of influencers who, if you go on their Instagram page, and if you go on their TikTok, all you see is Ferrari, Lamborghini, all these rented cars, all these cars, lifestyle. That's all you see. That's all you see. And all what they are saying, that, hey, look at my car, look at my apartment, look at this view, look at this, what I'm doing. And if you want to live a life like me, uh comment this. I'm gonna send you a link to this, and that link is to pay for their whatever they are making you pay for. And then you pay for it, then you get access to whatever they have to teach you or educate you on, or whatever. But on their Instagram, all you see is just cars, lifestyle, and all what they're telling you. Hey, if you want to live a lifestyle like me, if you want to have a car like me, if you want to have Bugatti like me or a Ferrari like me, then you need to message me or click the link here, pay me this money, and then I will start doing whatever I need to do. Right? Now, difference between that Instagram and my Instagram in particular is, my Instagram has reels on analysis, charts, uh this live stream, doing analysis and all that. And right now, the reason why I'm not doing anything on the chart, is because I'm looking for a proper sell position. So gold is kind of consolidating right now, so I'm just waiting. Yeah, I mean, like, it's literally that, right? So you need to really understand, like, all these reels and all these videos and stuff. This is all free knowledge for you to really, learn that, right? And honestly speaking, even if I start charging for all this stuff, it's my time, right? I'm taking my time out, to I could be spending this time with my family. I could take, Dubai has a great weather outside. I could take my kids to the beach. I have 4-year-old daughter, I have a 3-year-old son. I could just, like, take them. They have winter break right now, they are home all day. So, oh no, brother, I'm not offending you, just curiosity. When you say membership will start nothing else, I respect you and click on your live stream, skip forex, this. So, no, I'm not offended. I'm not offended by any means. I am literally just, like, differentiating, brother. I'm not offended. I really appreciate and respect these kind of questions, because obviously, like, it gives us a chance to really, give a detailed overview and our mindset of exactly what we are doing, what the intention is behind it. And for other people who are watching the live stream, and other people who are in the comment section, or whatever the case is, it gives more clarity on exactly what is going on, right? So it's a big difference between, someone who's just showing their cars and their lifestyle and everything, and then there is someone who is, putting their time in, and uploading as much content as possible. Because I wake up in the morning, and the first thing I'm thinking about in my head, what content should I make today, right? That's literally what I'm thinking of every day, right? Every morning I wake up, and I'm like, what should I make today? What content should I do? What should I talk about today? What concept should I talk about that could really bring in value for people, right? And then I go to these fancy spots sometimes, like I go in the pool, or I go and stand in front of my car, the Pipstone Capital car, just so that people stop and they listen, what I have to tell them, right? So it's all about value, brother. It's all about value. So as long as you are getting value from my content, like, it's a win. It's a win for me. So I hope that, any effort that I'm making online, it's built to, I'm trying to make my personal brand. I'll be honest, I'm putting this effort to build my personal brand. And how I am trying to build my personal brand is to offer education and knowledge. So that's pretty much what it is. So right now we're seeing gold. It's totally respecting this trend line. So I'm gonna adjust my trend line slightly. And to be very honest, I did a bad job in creating this trend line, because gold had already retested this area, and the sell opportunity for scalpers is gone. Because look at this. I just adjusted my trend line, and my bad, guys. Like, I did a poor job in making that trend line. I thought that gold still has to push up a bit to retest that trend line, but gold has already retested it. Look, I joined this area, I joined this point, I joined this point, and exactly right here, gold retested this trend line right here, the 1 hour candle, and now it has pushed down. So this was almost like a 20 pip opportunity for you to capitalize on. So we basically, we just missed that. So we're gonna head over to um the current 30-minute candle, and the current 30-minute candle, it seems like that it's trying to push up. So I'm going to adjust the trend line sort of again right here. It's a pretty steep trend line for me. It's a pretty steep trend line. So I'm going to do this right here. So I just connected this area, and I just connected this area perfectly. This time connected them. Look at this. Look, perfection. right? And now I'm waiting for this current 30-minute candle to push up, and as soon as it's going to hit this area, I'm going to take a sell. I use trend line in a correct way because of you. Thank you, Salman. I'm glad. I'm glad that it's working out for you, brother. I'm glad that it's working out for you. Your name has a typo. Yeah, man. My video guys. My video guys. My this is wow. So look at that. These problems that I face. Look at this. My one of the guys just messaged me, and a screenshot of one of my reels, and he says that my name has a typo. My man, and now I'm just like forwarding this to what is called my media team. My media team. I'm gonna forward this to them, and yeah. So yeah, gotta get on these things ASAP. You gotta get on these kind of things ASAP to get people going. You know, as yeah. Honestly, like in terms of trading, I'm really not enjoying this session right now because I don't know where the market is going. Like, look at this. There's a huge rejection right here. So even though I don't really trust this kind of candle, like bearish looking, like a proper hammer candle, like I don't really trust this candle too much. So I'm not going to be going into sells just yet. I'm going to hop onto the 15-minute time frame to really, really look at oh, wow, look at this. Look at this. There's a range here to be filled. There's a range here to be filled as well. So these are good enough indications, for me to really maybe go for a sell position, right? Maybe go for a sell position, right? So the 5-minute time frame has consolidation going on right now. So we're gonna head over to the 1-minute time frame, and the 1-minute time frame has another consolidation going on. So I'm just trying to look at some sort of indication, that just tells me that, hey, you know what, the price is gonna move down, right? So that's all of what I'm looking at. It's all what I'm looking at. So I'm gonna draw a trend line here on the 1-minute time frame, or maybe I could just like draw it here, or maybe I could do it here, right? So maybe right here. So yeah, so currently, as we can see, is if we draw this trend line here, yeah, so I think things are going down, but not yet. Not yet. If this 1-minute candle ends up, see what I've done on the 1-minute time frame? I connected this, and I took it all the way up. I connected this area. I connected this area. And right now, this current 1-minute candle is respecting this trend line. So maybe I'm going to open up a sell position right here. Now, this is a test lot that I just opened up right now, to really see exactly what is going on. Yeah. So I have this test lot going on right now, which is almost 5 pips in drawdown. The current 5-minute candle is bullish, and it might end up pushing up, to be very honest. The current 15-minute candle is also bullish. So yeah. So we should be waiting for the current 15-minute candle to push down to close. So that's really what I'm looking for right now. Yeah. So let's see. We've got 3 minutes left for the current 5 minute and the 15-minute candle to close. And if this current 15-minute candle breaks past this area, then, this is a pretty shitty entry. But this is a test lot, right? Like I've risked very less on this lot. And yeah, so, oh, wow. Wow. See that? I risked less on this lot and it just shot up. So this gives me a good intuition that things are just pushing up. So with one pullback, I should be just like closing this lot because it just like pushed all the way up. Yeah. So I'm gonna close this lot, and yeah, this was a test lot. So I'm gonna head over to the 30-minute time frame, and the 30-minute time frame, it's time to take a sell position as soon as there's a retest that happens right now. So I'm going to open up one 20-cent lot. As it pushes up, I'm going to take another 20-cent lot position. Boom. And then as it's, I don't know what it's doing right now. So I'm going to head over to the 1 minute time frame. And the 1 minute time frame, yeah, it is pushing down. Should we risk another lot size? I don't know. But we should be going for around 20 pips out of this position. I'm going to open up another 20-cent lot. I took a buy on 5 minute. Yeah, I mean a buy could be a great entry as well, but I'm trying to like look for a in and out situation right now. So that's what I'm going for right now. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We are facing a good enough bearish pressure right now, and what I am honestly looking at is the 30-minute candle to just simply retest this area. And because there's a 30-minute resistance here as well, right? So I mean, gold should respect this resistance and it should push down, give me my, I don't know, 15, 20 pips out of this position, and then I should be out. That's all what I'm looking for based on these entries right now. So this is the 30-minute time frame. I'm going to head over to the 15-minute time frame. The new 15-minute candle just opened up. And as the 15-minute candle comes in and tests this support area right here, I should be watching for that. So let's see. Let's see. It's currently retesting this trend line and it's trying to break past this trend line. So it might just like push all the way up. I'm going to create the support here, and we're going to head over to the 5-minute, and the 5-minute candle is also pushing up, and we are looking at the 1-minute time frame, and the 1 minute has really created this range above. Yeah, so that's basically what is going on right now. Okay, so there's some consolidation going on here, and yeah, the 30-minute time frame, it's just retesting this area. So yeah, so let's see. So what's gonna give us a true picture of exactly what is going on is this current 5-minute candle. If this 5-minute candle just like pushes up, then I'm gonna be closing my entries. But as things stand, it is respecting the trend line break strategy. This current 5 minute candle broke past the trend line. The new 5 minute candle is retesting the trend line as a support trend line. And it just depends on how this 5 minute candle closes in the next 2 minutes. So it might be a fake out and it might close back in the time frame, right? Because a lot of times it's a fake out on the smaller time frames is because only because the higher time frame, like look at this, the 30-minute candle is currently respecting this trend line. It is retesting this area. So I am honestly not sold on a buy position personally. I'm just not sold on a buy entry right now. So I'm in my sell positions. I'm not going to marry my trades. Obviously, if it pushes up, then that means that the trend line has broken. But it's a 30-minute trend line, which is not really a joke, right? So it's not going to just break just like that, right? And then on top of that, look at this. On a 30-minute time frame, there are lower highs that are being created. Look, high, lower high, another lower high, and then we are expecting for another lower high to be created because there's a lower low over here. Look at this. Lower low, lower low, lower low, and there's a sort of a switch in momentum here, right? And then on the 30-minute time frame, there's a bearish range here as well that needs to be filled. And as we are talking about this, I am currently in 10 pip per position profit, right? So I would say it's almost a successful trade for me, right? So when I should be closing it, I should probably close it given the next 5 minute candle, how it ends up shaping things here, because the last 5 minute candle closed inside this trend line, and the next 5 minute candle might just push down. So let's see. I'm gonna take a precise look on the 1 minute time frame, and the 1 minute time frame is currently pushing down, and I have my mouse, my cursor right on the this X because I'm ready to close my trades, you know, as if gold pushes up. If gold pushes up, I'm going to close my trades, so that's pretty much what it is. And thanks to the amazing trading conditions at Tora Markets platform, as soon as I press close, my trade closes. So there's no stress, that if there's going to be any sort of slippage or whatever the case might be. So let's see if gold is going to push any further down. I am currently in almost 30 pip per position profit, right? So super laggy. Oh yeah, is my live stream super laggy? That's not good. That is not good at all. So let's see how much gold pushes down. Okay. It is pushing down. So far, so good. This is the 1 minute time frame, guys. And yeah. So with even a single one push up, I will close my trades, right? And gold is supposed to do some dancing at this area. Look at this. From this price, from 4188, it's supposed to push up, you know, and which it is. So I'm going to close one position, I'm going to close another position, and with another push up, I'll close another position as well. Yeah. So I just closed my positions, And that was a successful trade right in front of you guys. जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम क्या हाल है ठीक है yeah, so that was a live demonstration of how a trend line retest concept works and a perfect execution, perfect close of these positions. I drew a trend line on the 1 hour, 1 minute time frame, and I knew that the price is going to bounce off this area. And that's where I ended up closing my position. And that's pretty much what it is, right? So, and again, this was taken on the 30-minute trend line retest, and that's pretty much what it is, so can we just mix two strategies? Yeah, you can mix two strategies, but then don't mix two mindsets. You can use two strategies but not two mindsets, right? So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it is, guys. So that was a successful trade on my end, and I'm pretty happy with it. And should we go in another sell position? Absolutely not. Right, so I'm gonna head over to the 5 minute time frame and the current 5 minute candle. Yeah, so like, look, the last 5 minute candle pushed and break past this trend line. The next 5 minute candle, it retested the trend line, and now the current 5 minute candle is now pushing up. So what I am thinking is that shit might just blow up. I don't know. It might just um keep inside the trend line. It might, so at the end of the day, you have to follow the market, right? And you cannot invent anything in the market. So that's pretty much what it is. So the current 15-minute candle is now respecting this trend line as well, which is quite interesting to see. The 5 minute candle closed above this area. Interesting. Interesting. And then this 1 minute is actually at the resistance area right here. So if it breaks past this area, things are going to push up. Things will push up. So that's pretty much what it is. I'm going to go on to, let's head over to the 1 hour candle. And the 1 hour time frame is currently, yeah, it's right at this area. Look at this. Okay, so the 1 hour candle seems like it has broken past it. So I'm going to head over to the 1 minute, and I'll take a buy position on the 1 minute time frame. It's a test lot for me to really see, exactly what is going on. So, and then on the 1 minute time frame, there is this support area right here. And if the price sticks above the support area, then I'm keeping these entries. If it breaks past it, then I'll close this test lot. So that's pretty much what it is. If there's a pullback on this support area, I'll take another buy position. So we'll see. We'll see what's up. Okay, so it is pushing up. So the 5 minute time frame, I think the price is going to end up pushing all the way up until this area. So, or it might even just like push up until this area. And yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, so on the 1 minute time frame, it seems like, that the pressure is all bullish. It's creating like a bullish range here as well. So for scalpers, I think it's a really good opportunity to get into this trade with your stop loss right here under this support area. Right here should be your stop loss. This is a scalping entry, right? And that's pretty much what it is. So we are going to look at the 5 minute time frame, and if this pushes up, because it seems like it has broken past this resistance area, if this pushes up, then the price is gonna reach, it's gonna hit 4192 guaranteed if price ends up pushing above this area. We have 1 minute left for the 1 hour candle to close, and I am imagining for the next 1 hour candle to be bullish because it has the current 1 hour candle has broken past this resistance area, and it's quite bullish right now as you speak, right? Look at this. And then there's a bullish range here as well. So I'm going to head over to the 30 minute, and the 30 minute candle again is bullish. The next 30 minute candle honestly might push down, so we'll see. If it does, the current 15 minute candle is pushing up. It's very bullish. So things are just bullish. Things are just very bullish right now. So okay, so it is pushing, it is respecting. So the 1 minute candle, the next 1 hour 1 minute candle has retested this 1 minute support here. If it breaks past this 1 minute support, I will close these positions because my stop loss is right here. But it has perfectly respected it as the support area and did not make it as a resistance. So this is an indication that the price should now push up. And as it pushes up, I am targeting 4192.87. That's pretty much, what my target is. But then again, we have to follow the market, and that's pretty much what we need to do. You know what? I'm just gonna close these positions. Yeah, because this is like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of this move right now. Oh wow! As soon as I close the position, now it is pushing up. Wow! I'm gonna open up the positions again. Wow! As soon as like, man, this is a story of every single trader. I think as soon as the price, as soon as you close your positions, the price moves in your direction. So like we've got a successful break here, and yeah, so price is just pushing up now. So it did reach the 4192 area. That's where my target was, and the next target is at 4194, and it is pushing up. That's amazing. And as it continues to push up, so we are going to just continue to hold our trades, and it is pushing up. Amazing. That is great. It is pushing even further up. So that's even better. So this is a successful execution of the London Open session. So whoever took these trades, congratulations. But yeah, this I'm going to close, and I'm going to close. So I just closed my positions as the retest is happening, and yeah, guys. So it was a very successful London Open session. Took two scalping entries. Wow, gold is just pushing up now. right? There's a gap here, and this gap needs to be filled. As soon as it's going to be filled, the price should just continue to push up. The gap filled. As the gap is filled, we're going to head over to the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, so it just like, yeah. So, okay. So, amazing session. Thank you all for joining. And we've got 18 people in this live at the moment. So looking at lots of temptation to get into like a sell entry, because shit is just pushing up, and as shit just pushes up, look at this. There's like this volatility in the charts right now, and as the price is pushing all the way up until 4198. 4198 is another area where gold is going to retest. Yeah, 4198 is the area where gold is going to retest again. And I just opened up a sell position here. And as the retest is happening, and the retest has happened, and I'm going to close my position with 5 pips in profit. And that's pretty much, what it is. So, so let's just not overtrade. Because it's very easy to lose your profits right after. Wow! Holy shit! Gold is just pushing up. Oh, wow. Damn. Okay, guys, so it was a good session, and I'm going to do a quick $5,000 giveaway for today's live stream. We had great execution today on this small account that I have, and total profit that I made on this account today is $96. The first trade that I took was where is it? Yeah, so the first trade was $42 in a loss. That was a test lot that I opened up. It was where is it? Yeah, this is today's. Today is this. This is not today, right? So we're gonna head over. This was a 20-cent lot that I opened up, and that gave me a $42 loss. That was a 20 pip loss. That was a test lot, and then I took some sell positions, made some 10 pips in profit on those, and then I opened up some buy positions, made some more profits on these, and this is my net profit, $96 on a $2,700 account. And I feel this is a great trading session based off of this account. 1 second. So I'm gonna head over to my calculator, and we are gonna do 96,2750. So $96 on a $2,700 account. It is 3.5% profit that I made in London Open, right? So that's pretty much what it is, right? So in my opinion, amazing session, amazing. So giveaway time, so I want everyone who is live at the moment for you to start commenting so that I can pick up one lucky winner. I need to pick one lucky winner from this chat for a $5,000 giveaway account. Like the highest possible chance for you to win a $5,000 giveaway, because there are There's literally no one in the chat. There's literally absolutely no person in the chat right now. Right? So I'm going to do some shuffling. I really have to go. I have to take a meeting right after this, and I have to, like, look into some issues as well as we speak. So we need to do the 5K giveaway ASAP. ASAP. So we've got 17 people in the chat right now, which is amazing. And but then that's also a really big chance, for any one of you to be winning this giveaway, right? So the giveaway winner is FAKETBH. This guy, FKHETBH. That is, oh yeah, the guy who asked, like, if I'm Raja's brother. Yeah. So congratulations, fake TBH. You are the winner of the Pipstone Capital $5,000 funded account. And what I want you to do as a next step is to personal message me on Instagram with a screenshot of your YouTube handle and your email address. Create your email address on Pipstone's dashboard. Create your and share that email address with me, and I'm going to activate your $5,000 funded account with Pipstone Capital, the prop firm with the most lenient rules in the entire forex space. And the only reason why we have these lenient rules right now is because we want you to come to our platform. We want you to try our platform. We want you to get payouts. The reason why we have no consistency rule, the reason why we allow news trading, we allow holding overnight, holding over the weekend, we don't charge you swaps,